Now, pop star Beyonce and Jay-Z turned heads, or to be more accurate, Beyonce turned heads with her outfit at the Las Vegas Formula One event. Let's bring in comedian and fashionista Alex Stein. Alex, your verdict on Beyonce's latest look?
I like it. I think she looks good. Now, Jay-Z, he needs some work. I feel like Jay-Z is not a very handsome man, and I'm not trying to attack Jay-Z, but I do think Beyonce from Houston, Texas, my state, even though she is crazy, I'm a man. She's showing them off, and God bless her for it. We need more women.
You're
like
forgiving.
That.
You're obviously forgiving all the campaigning she did for Kamala Harris, turning up to that rally, fooling people into thinking she was going to perform. That's why the crowds turned up. They thought they were getting a free concert. And then she just gave some awful speech for about 3 minutes and disappeared. So you've forgiven all of that. So you are very shallow indeed, Alex Stein. Now, I want to ask you about Morgan Gazer, who was captured, thankfully, by Illinois police after she cut off her ankle bracelet monitoring device and fled. This girl's only 23. I thought she was still behind bars for repeatedly stabbing a classmate to supposedly appease Slenderman. You'll remember that case, Slenderman, a fictional character. It's a case, Alex, that shocked and fascinated America and the world. There's been documentaries, there's been films about it. And this girl was just able to cut off her ankle monitor and disappear.
Well, yeah, Rita, the kind of creepiest and weirdest part of this whole incident is that when she was 12 years old, and she stabbed this woman, her and her friend stabbed another young girl. And they were lucky that the person that they stabbed lived, because they got a lighter and a less harsh sentence if the person died. So I think that we're going to continue to see Morgan do this kind of things. Obviously she has some sort of mental illness to stab anybody, especially at 12, to be that violent and influenced by, scary movies or fictional people telling them to do stuff. Obviously she's very mentally ill. So I think we're going to continue to see her in the news. And she's basically been raised in a prison, so she probably doesn't even know how to function in the outside world, growing up in group homes. So it's not a good situation. I don't feel too bad for her, but I know she was a kid, so people can't change. But, there is a saying, a zebra can't change their stripes too.
I know she was terribly young, but I think at that age, repeatedly stabbing someone is not a good idea. So I think she knew what she was doing was wrong. Now, I can't believe that Erika Kirk has even had to address this, but she's addressed the controversy around hugging the Vice President, J.D. Vance. It was the most absurd conspiracy theories I've heard all year. All these lefties suggesting she had acted inappropriately and that there was something happening between her and J.D. Vance. I'm going to play you the full hug so you know precisely what triggered thousands of lefties. That's it. That's the whole thing. But the fact that she put her hand on his head gave birth to so many vile videos, Alex, from lefties suggesting that she's having an affair and that she'd crossed a line and that Usha Vance was absolutely furious. And there were so many ridiculous takes that overnight Erika Kirk addressed the issue with Megyn Kelly.
Forgive me, did you see people didn't understand the hug that you and JD had? They went to the weirdest places, Erika.
Oh my gosh, you guys, please. So for those of you who know me, hug is
yes,
like.
You're an intense hugger. It's
whoever
awesome.
is like hating on a hug needs a hug themselves. I will give you a free hug anytime you want a hug. My love language is touch, if you will. But seriously, that hug. So I will give you a play-by-play. Walking, they just played the emotional video. I'm walking over, he's walking over, I'm starting to cry. He says, he's so proud of you. And I say, God bless you. And I touch the back of his head. Anyone who I've hugged that I have touched the back of your head when I hug you, I always say, God bless you. That's just me. If you want to take that out of context, go right ahead. Again, that to me shows that you need a hug more than anyone else. So if anyone,
They were acting like you touched the back of his ass.
I feel like I wouldn't get as much hate if I did that versus.
Alex, what can you say? I just feel so bad that she had to address that.
You know, I'm happy that Erika did address it and laugh it off because it's absolutely ridiculous. And, you know, let's be real. She just lost her husband. She's grieving and she's having an emotional moment with the vice president of the United States. So the fact that she gave him a hug and people want to create all these fake narratives is absolutely absurd. And people will take any sort of shot at Charlie's legacy. And this is another case where all these people got clout for, you know, commenting on Charlie's death. Now they're trying to go after Erika. It's absolutely disgusting and nothing was inappropriately done whatsoever.
Well said, Alex Stein. Thank you for your time.